Did you know that your blood sugar level can be determined while you sleep? While you rest, your body works, and this can directly influence diabetes and your health. In today's video, you'll discover how sleep affects blood sugar and how to turn it into an ally. And if this content can help you or someone you love strengthen this message, leave your like, share this video, and become part of this community.
Have you ever stopped to think that even controlling your blood sugar, taking medication, and avoiding sweets, your diabetes may remain out of control because of something almost no one talks about? Millions of people believe the problem lies solely in sugar, but ignore a silent factor that may be sabotaging all their daily efforts: a lack of essential vitamins. The body of someone with diabetes functions differently, loses nutrients faster, and depends on them to use glucose correctly. When these vitamins are lacking, sugar circulates in the blood without being used, inflammation increases, and complications begin to appear without warning. And the most alarming thing is that many diabetics live with this deficiency without knowing it. Today, you will discover the 5 vitamins your body secretly needs to help control glucose and why ignoring this may be delaying your results. Stay until the end, because the last vitamin is often the most neglected and can make all the difference to your health. When a person has diabetes, the problem isn't just blood sugar, but how the entire body functions. Excess glucose causes metabolic changes, impairs nutrient absorption, and increases the elimination of important vitamins through urine. This means that even with seemingly good nutrition, the body may be deficient in essential vitamins needed to produce energy, reduce inflammation, and improve insulin action. These deficiencies are called silent because they don't cause immediate pain, but affect the body gradually, causing constant fatigue, increased insulin resistance, and difficulty maintaining stable glucose levels. Furthermore, vitamin deficiencies weaken the immune system and increase the risk of common diabetes complications, such as nerve, vision, and circulatory problems. Therefore, understanding the role of vitamins is not a detail. It's a fundamental part of managing the disease. Those who ignore this factor may only be treating the symptom, while the underlying metabolic cause remains active within the body. The first vitamin that needs to be highlighted is vitamin D, known primarily for its relationship with bones, but which also plays a direct role in insulin function. Vitamin D participates in the activation of insulin receptors in cells, facilitating the entry of glucose to be used as energy. When this vitamin is at low levels, the body responds worse to insulin, increasing insulin resistance and making it difficult to control blood sugar. In people with diabetes, this deficiency is very common because excess glucose can interfere with the proper absorption of the vitamin, and because many individuals spend little time exposed to the sun, which is one of the main natural sources of this nutrient. In addition, aging, overweight, and chronic inflammation, factors frequently associated with diabetes, also reduce the production and use of vitamin D by the body. Thus, the lack of this nutrient creates a negative cycle: less vitamin D, worse insulin action, more glucose in the blood, and greater wear and tear on the body over time. The second essential vitamin for people with diabetes is vitamin B12, responsible for protecting nerves and ensuring the proper functioning of the brain and nervous system. when this vitamin is deficient. Signs that many diabetics are already familiar with appear, such as tingling in the hands and feet, a sensation of electric shock, weakness, constant fatigue, and difficulty concentrating. These symptoms don't appear by chance, as vitamin B12 participates in the formation of the sheath that covers the nerves and allows nerve impulses to circulate correctly throughout the body. In people with diabetes, the risk of deficiency is higher, both due to the effect of elevated glucose on the nerves and the prolonged use of some medications that reduce the absorption of this vitamin. Over time, B12 deficiency can worsen diabetic neuropathy, increase physical and mental fatigue, and make it difficult to perform daily tasks. Therefore, this vitamin is not only linked to energy but also to the prevention of complications that affect the sensitivity, balance, and quality of life of those living with the disease. The third essential vitamin for people with diabetes is vitamin C, a nutrient that goes far beyond immunity and is directly related to glucose metabolism. Vitamin C helps cells better absorb sugar from the blood, facilitating its use as an energy source and reducing the amount of glucose circulating in the bloodstream. In addition, it acts as an antioxidant, combating the damage caused by excess sugar, which causes inflammation and premature aging of cells. In people with diabetes, vitamin C levels are usually lower because excess glucose competes with it within the body, hindering its absorption and utilization. When this vitamin is lacking, the body uses sugar less efficiently, favoring glycemic spikes, fatigue, and a higher risk of vascular complications. Therefore, maintaining good vitamin C levels is not just a matter of defense against colds and flu, but an important strategy to help the body better manage glucose and maintain metabolic balance on a daily basis. The fourth vitamin that deserves special attention is vitamin E. Known for its strong antioxidant action and its role in protecting the immune system, diabetes is not just an alteration in blood sugar, but also an inflammatory condition in which excess glucose causes constant damage to cells, blood vessels, and organs. Vitamin E acts by combating this silent damage, neutralizing free radicals and helping to reduce the inflammation that builds up in the body over time. When this vitamin is at low levels, the body becomes more vulnerable to infections, heals more slowly, and suffers greater tissue wear and tear, especially in the circulation and nerves. In people with diabetes, this deficiency is more common because of elevated oxidative stress and a diet poor in natural nutrients. Maintaining adequate levels of vitamin E means offering the body a protective barrier against the invisible effects of high glucose, helping to preserve immunity, reduce inflammatory processes, and protect important structures that ensure quality of life. The fifth vitamin is one of the most overlooked when discussing diabetes, but it's actually one of the most important for maintaining the body's balance. Vitamin B9. It's called the forgotten one because it almost never comes up in conversations about glucose control, even though it plays a fundamental role in the health of the blood vessels, and brain. Vitamin B9 participates in cell formation and helps regulate inflammatory substances circulating in the body. something extremely important for those living with diabetes. When it's deficient, the body enters a silent imbalance, increasing the risk of fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and cardiovascular problems. In people with diabetes, this deficiency can be more common due to a diet poor in green, vegetables, and altered metabolic function. The problem is that the signs of a lack of this vitamin are subtle and easily confused with common symptoms of the disease, which means many people go years without realizing this deficiency. Therefore, this vitamin is considered hidden. It doesn't attract attention, but it directly influences the body's internal functioning and can, indirectly and continuously, affect glucose control. After understanding the importance of these vitamins, the practical question arises: where can we find them in our daily lives without complication? Vitamin D can be obtained through moderate sun exposure and also in foods such as eggs, fish, and fortified milk. Vitamin B12 is mainly found in meats, eggs, and dairy products, and is essential for those who experience frequent fatigue or tingling. Vitamin C is found in fruits such as oranges, acerola cherries, lemons, kiwis, and also in vegetables such as broccoli and bell peppers. Vitamin E can be found in seeds, nuts, peanuts, and natural vegetable oils. Vitamin B9, forgotten one, is found in dark, green vegetables such as spinach, kale, and broccoli, as well as beans and lentils. The main point is not to eat large quantities of a single food, but to vary your plate throughout the week, creating the habit of including different colors in your meals. This type of nutritional education helps the body receive nutrients continuously, favoring glucose metabolism without having to resort to extreme or difficult to maintain solutions. Even knowing the importance of vitamins, many diabetics end up losing these nutrients due to habits that seem harmless in everyday life. A diet based on ultra-processed products, rich in sugar, fat, and chemical additives, offers few vitamins and also overloads the body, increasing inflammation and insulin resistance. A lack of dietary variety is also a problem, because always eating the same foods reduces the amount of different nutrients the body receives. Another common mistake is a sedentary lifestyle, which impairs circulation and hinders the absorption of vitamins by cells. Insufficient sun exposure contributes to vitamin D deficiency, very common in those who spend most of their time indoors. In addition, excessive consumption of sugary drinks and the habit of skipping meals disrupt metabolic balance and increase the elimination of vitamins through urine. These behaviors create a silent cycle: fewer nutrients, poorer glucose control, more fatigue, and a higher risk of complications. Correcting these errors doesn't require radical changes, but rather daily awareness of what you eat, how you move, and how you take care of your body. After understanding the role of these vitamins, it becomes clear that glucose control doesn't depend on a magic pill or a quick fix, but on choices made every day. When the body receives the right nutrients, it can use insulin better, reduce inflammation, and keep blood sugar more stable. This starts with food, with natural and varied foods, continues with habits like physical activity and moderate sun exposure, and pays attention to the body's own signals, such as excessive fatigue, tingling, or difficulty concentrating. Every small decision directly influences glucose metabolism and internal balance. Ignoring these factors means only treating the test results while taking care of them strengthens the body's overall functioning. Therefore, applying this knowledge to your routine is a way to take control of your health consciously and progressively. If you live with diabetes or know someone who does, like this video now, because it can change the way you see food. Comment below which of these vitamins you've never heard of and subscribe to the Health Insight MD channel too. Receive more content on how to control glucose consciously and naturally.